Hello guys, and welcome to the first part of this course. The first step in this tutorial is to draft a basic bodice block. So I'm going to take you guys through how to draft a basic bodice block. To know the amount of pattern paper that you will need, what you have to do is determine the biggest part of your body, which could be the bust, could be the hips or the blouse length, and then you divide that into two. So for me, mine is the corset length, which is my upper hip roundness divided by 2, giving me 20. And I added about 2 to 3 inch extra ease and divided that into 2. So this is my pattern paper divided into 2. What I'm going to do next is take all of my measurements, starting with, I'm going to start from the edge here. I'll mark it at the edge of both sides of the paper and at this middle line here. So I'll come mark the bust point 10.5, under bust 14, half length 18, blouse length 23. So this is the part I'm going to be using for the front, and this is the part I'm going to be using for the back. This corner will be the center front, that corner will be the center back. So I'll come to the middle. I'll also mark the bust point 10.5, under bust 14. So because this is linking for both the front and the back, I'm going to come and also mark my back half length. Then I'll mark my front half length as well, and the full blouse length. Okay, then I'll come over to this other edge here. First of all, mark the bust points. Make sure your paper is straight. 10.5. The under bust measurement is not needed here, so I'm going to skip it. This is the back part of the pattern, remember. Then I'll come and mark my back half length. I will not mark the front half length since this part is for the back. Then I'll come over and also mark the blouse length. This back blouse length is going to be adjusted later. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and draw it out. Draw out all of the lines. Now extend this all the way to the back now. Is the back half length. Okay. So guys, this is the bust point line, front, the under bust line, back half length, front half length, blouse length. So this is not the actual blouse length I'm using for the back. I just decided to extend it out for better understanding, the actual blouse length for this back pattern will be the difference between the back half length and the front half length. So I'll come and measure what is here. I know it is 2.2. Yep, 2.2. And then I'll come and mark it out here. Okay. So this is the corset length. I also call it the blouse length for the back. All right. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is take out the bust span. This is the center front. This is going to be the center front, and this is going to be the center back. So my bust span is 7.5, which will give me 3.2. Okay, we are going to have to hold on for this bust span because the chest line have not been drawn out yet. All right. So guys, to draw the chest line, first of all, take out the shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 16. 16 divided by 2 will give me 8. But for this tutorial, I'm going to be using 7.5 instead for my shoulder measurement. So I've taken that out. Let me also take it out on the other side. So everything will be in harmony. Okay, I've taken the shoulder measurement. Next thing is the armhole measurement. The armhole measurement can be derived in 2 ways. The bust roundness divided by 6 plus 1.5, or shoulder measurements divided by 2. So for me, my armhole is 7.5. But for both the back and the front, we're going to add 1 inch, which means that I will be marking out 8.5. That's 8.5 inch. Instead, I just used a pencil to draw a dot, and then I'm going to connect this together from here to here only. I'm not extending it all the way. Then I also come to the point. Remember, I said it's for both the back and the front that I'm going to add 1 inch. So I'll come and also mark 8.5 instead of 7.5. Before I do that, before I draw the straight line, I want to confirm that this is up to 7.5. Okay. It's okay. The line is not looking straight enough to me, but I mean, it says it's straight. All right. So guys, I've drawn out the armhole measurements for both the back and the front. From here, you draw a straight line, and that is going to be the chest line. That's going to be the chest line. Okay, you can just cross it all the way to this other side. Okay guys, chest line is drawn. Next thing to do is to take the neck measurements. Remember, this is the front. Standard for the front neck measurement is 3 by 3. So 3 here, 3 here. And then to serve as a guide, I will mark 3 here as well. Then you use your curved ruler, your master curve, your French curve, whichever curve that you have, to connect the points together, just like this. All right. So this is the neck for the front. We're going to move over to the back now. Remember I said we're doing this in harmony. When you do one, go and do the one on the other side as well. So the standard for the back is 1 there and 3 here. For this back, the curve on this back is usually tricky, so I don't usually draw this using a curved ruler. I just freehand it. So to do that, I just first of all draw a straight line on both sides and then use my hand to slowly trace out a curve at the edge over here. So this is it for the back neckline. Just going to erase this excess pencil line thingy. All right. So guys, next thing I'm going to take out is the shoulders. Take out the shoulder slope. Remember that 1 inch that we marked out, that we added to the armhole measurement. I'm going to be taking it out now. For the back, it's exactly that 1 inch that will be taken out. Then you just use a straight ruler to join it together with the neckline. And then for this back, for this front, sorry, I know it was 1 inch that we added to the armhole measurement, but it's going to be 1.5 inch that will be taken out. And no, we do not have to make up for the ½ inch extra by by taking down the chest line. Nope, we're going to leave it as it is and just take out 1.5 inch here. So I'm going to use my pencil to also connect this to the neckline like this. Okay, 1.5, 1 inch. Next thing to do is mark out the bust span. My bust span is 7.5. 7.5 divided by 2, 3.2. For the front, the bust span stops at the bust point, and it's from the bust point to the blouse length. For the back, let me draw this one out first. Okay, and for the back, it is from the chest line to the blouse length as well. So I'll come over here. I'm going to move this and come to the chest line. Mark 3.2. Mark 3.2. You know that this is not the actual blouse length. This is the actual blouse length. So I will not extend the line all the way to that side. There. And connect. Alright guys. So final thing to do for this basic bodice block is this bust band for the back, and I still erase it actually, but let it be there for now. Let it just be there. So next thing I'm going to do is take out the armhole measurement. For the front, the standard is to come up from the chest line by 3 inch. For the back, the standard is to come and divide the armhole into two, and then for both sides you come in by 1/2 inch. Just going to use my pencil and then come in by 1/2 inch. Then to draw the curve, use a straight ruler to connect from this 1/2 inch back to the shoulder line, and connect from this 1/2 inch as well to the shoulder line, just like this. So what's left now is this curve. Before taking this curve, you have to take the body measurements, because you can't just draw the curve without knowing where the bust stops, you know. So I'm going to take my body measurements now, starting with the bust measurements. Your bust divided by 4 is what will be here on both the chest line. Take note, not just on the bust line, on both the chest line and on the bust line as well. Okay, and then you skip the under bust, come to the waist. My waist is 29. 29 divided by 4 give me 7.2. 7.2. Now to this waist, I'm going to add 1.5 inch. That is dart allowance. Then I'll come to this. This is the corset length. For the roundness, it's best to take the roundness at that point rather than using your actual hip measurement. This one doesn't stop directly on my hips, so this is like my upper hip measurement. Okay, so to connect, first of all, come to this side, connect with a straight line. Then from here, the waist, connect with a straight line. Then to here, connect with a straight line. Then come to the back as well. And take the body measurements. So after taking our body measurements, I can now proceed to completing the armhole curve. To do this, you're going to need your armhole curve. You can also freehand this actually, but it's always better to use the curve. So we are connecting from this bust point to this point. This is how it's done. You connect it in such a way that it just blends in with this line, not to the end, like at least 1/2 inch from this line, just blends in with this other part. So I'm going to hold it down and trace it. So this is the front curve. For the back, also do the same thing. Connect from this point to here. Make sure that it's blending. Yes. Next thing to do is to take the darts. I won't be taking in the darts for the back. Okay, I'm only going to take the darts for the front. So remember the 1.5 inch we added to the waist, I'm going to be taking it out on both sides equally from this bust span line. So towards the side, mark 0.75, towards the center front, mark 0.75, and then we're going to connect this straight to the bust point. Just like this. And then I'll also come and mark it here. Then I'll connect this to the blouse length or corset length, whichever one you prefer. Straight like this, and then connect. My ruler was not straight. Connect. Let me erase this unnecessary line here so it doesn't confuse anybody. Alright, I'm not taking the back dart like I said. So guys, final step in drafting the basic bodice block is to take in the side dart. So the side dart is basically adjusting for the difference between the front half length and the back half length, which is 2.2. Okay, so I'm going to come to this bust line, and mark that 2.2 downwards from the bust point to, not from the chest line, the bust point. So you mark that, and then use the ruler straight to connect. Using the straight line, you connect to the bust point as well, just like that. So this is the side dart. The back dart is not necessary because I'm still going to shift it. Even this front one, I'm still going to shift it, but this dart is going to be necessary for taking suppression at the under bust, which is why I drew it out. If you want to take the back dart, it's just going to be the same way, but it will stop. It will start here. I can also say stop to stop at the chest line here and stop at the blouse length here. Okay, so that's how to take the back dart for those of you who are curious. Okay, so guys, now it's time for the main thing, because this basic bodice block is not the main thing at all. This is just the beginning. So guys, next thing we're going to do is do the pattern alteration. To do that, we're going to first of all divide the shoulder into two. So come and divide this into two. Use my pencil to just do a dot here. Make it obvious for you guys. And then grab your ruler and connect it to the bust. Just try to make it not so slant so that it won't be looking weird later. Okay. Okay. So this is where the main thing begins. Please pay attention. Let me just shift this pattern a bit because it's this front that we're going to be really focusing on first.
The next tutorial coming up will be on how to draft a Victorian corset from this basic bodice block pattern here. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.